Val de Gras Golf Estate was the host for this year's Sanlam South African Men's Amateur Championship, and despite recent floods, the par 72 island course was in fine condition for 135 of the country's top amateur players. The Amateur Championship starts with 2 rounds of stroke play for the Proudfoot Trophy, Douglas Proudfoot having won the South African title no less than 8 times between 1893 and 1902. Last year's Proudfoot winner was Englishman Laurie Cantor, who has since turned professional, but there were 20 foreigners in the field for this year's championship. 3 of the 10-man Scottish elite squad through to the semi-finals, with Jacques Kruiswijk the only South African. With the match all square, he looked to be in trouble at the long par 3 6, but having saved par, his opponent Paul Shields missed a shortish birdie putt. Kruiswijk was unforgivably short with his sand wedge at the par 4 8th and passed the hole with his chip. Shields for birdie. So, a chance for Kruiswijk to rescue the situation. Unlucky, and Shields back to 1 up. The 9th was halved in par 4s, and a birdie at the 10th put the Scotsman 2 up, playing the par 3 12th, where he produced another good tee shot. Kruiswijk found the right bunker and a fried egg for a lie. Not too bad an effort. Shields for birdie. Par conceded, and an important putt for Kruiswijk to stay only 2 down. Well done. The 13th was halved in par 4s, and then at the lovely par 5 14th, Kruiswijk did well to get down in 4 from just off the green. But unfortunately, Shields was nice and close for his birdie to stay 2 up. Kruiswijk again missed the green at the par 4 15th and was struggling to make par. No rescue act this time, so Shields 3 up with 3 to play, and with Shields on the dance floor at the par 3 16th, Kruiswijk really needed to hole his bunker shot to extend the match. Pretty good try from another bad lie, but now he had to hope for a 3-putt from Shields, and that was not about to happen. 3-2 the margin, but a good tournament for the unheralded 18-year-old South African. And a medal from Colin Berger, the president of the South African Golf Association. So, an all-Scottish final a certainty, because in the other semi-final, Jordan Findlay, with an amazing putt at the 4th, jumped into an early lead against the Scottish number 1, Michael Stewart, who was still trailing when they teed off the 10th. In a repeat of last year's Scottish amateur final, which Stewart won 3-2, Findlay was determined to turn that result around, and a great tee shot at the par 3 12th helped the 20-year-old to go 2 up. That was still the situation when they reached the short 16th, where Stewart produced a good tee shot to find the green. Findlay was bunkered, but did well to extricate himself. Stewart with a slight downhiller for birdie. What an important make to cut the deficit to just 1. The par 5 17th was halved, but under pressure, Stewart fashioned a great second to the par 4 18th, where Findlay had pulled his way left of the flag. A birdie unlikely from there, but Findlay needed to get it close up over the ridge and down to the hole. Okay-ish. Stewart for birdie to square the match. What a 3, and on to the par 4 first to try and settle the issue, with the momentum now very much in Stewart's favour. What an approach, what a second. Findlay, as you can see, had also found the putting surface, and and only just missed his birdie attempt. But there was no stopping Michael Stewart now, and he calmly rolled in the birdie putt to book his place in the final against fellow Scot Paul Shields. And, like Jacques Kruiswijk, a medal for Jordan Findlay as a beaten semi-finalist.
This is what the South African players need, Trevor. Exposure to international players. They're really, really good players. They did very well at the Eisenhower Trophy in Argentina. The most important thing for us to do is to expose our players to this type of, or this level of competition, because we can only learn from it. The way they approach the game, their course management, their short game is superior to ours. You know, we learned that against the French as well, where our general play is normally as good as theirs, but it's on and around the greens that they are really, really superb. And we're obviously trying to raise funds to get our boys overseas to play as much international competition as the touring teams do, because unless we do that, Trevor, we're not going to improve our games.
A new day, and like the whole week, sunshine with a bit of cloud and hardly any wind for the 36-hole final of the South African Amateur Championship at Val de Gras in Paris, being sponsored by Sanlam for the 10th consecutive year. The Scottish amateur champion, Michael Stewart, had found himself 2 down after 2, thanks to a birdie start from teammate Paul Shields. But a birdie of his own on the 3rd and a magnificent eagle 3 at the 5th levelled the match. Another birdie at the 8th and that fine approach at the 10th saw Stewart 1 up, looking to make it 2. But Shields holed a great putt for birdie. Watched by teammate and caddy Scott Gibson, who he eliminated in the round of 32, Stewart kept his cool to halve the hole. Both were just short of the green at the downhill 363-metre 11th, and again Stewart laid down the challenge with a good second. But Shields' response was even better. Stewart for birdie. Arrow-like. But no problem for Shields either, and both players at 4 under after 11. The short 12th was halved in 3s, but at the par 4 13th, Stewart showed just what a good putter he is for another birdie to go 2 up. And that became 3 up at the par 5 14th, when Shields shanked his 3rd and conceded the hole. All pars at the 15th and 16th saw Stewart still 3 up on the par 5 17th tee. Both missed the green with their seconds and had work to do after their chips, with Shields just missing his birdie attempt, only for the deadly Stewart to nail another one to go 4 up. Michael Stewart was in relentless form, and another solid approach at the par 4 18th compounded Shields' problems on the mound in the Kikuyu grass left of the green. Very good from there. And for once, Stewart missed his birdie putt to allow Shields to halve the hole and remain 4 down. Stewart had shot an amazing 7 under par 65 to be in total control at the start of the second 18 holes. And his ascendancy was further enhanced when he put his sand wedge pin high on the par 4 first. Shields incredibly shanked for the 2nd time on the day and slipped to a seemingly irretrievable 5 down. The downhill 163-metre par 3 second is one of the many beautiful holes at Val de Gras, and Stewart had no problem finding the green down by the river. Shields, with his back to the wall, produced an even better tee shot, but they both just missed their birdie putts. At the par 4 third, he produced another brilliant shot at Shields to claw his way back to 4 down. But when the Impala cleared the green at the par 4 fourth, Stewart nailed another wonderful birdie putt to restore his 5-hole advantage. But 20-year-old Paul Shields is not part of the Scottish elite squad for nothing, and at the uphill par 5 fifth, he lashed a magnificent 4-iron onto the top tier for an eventual birdie, and then made a long putt for 2 at the short 6 to reduce the deficit to 3 down. After halves in pars at the 7th and 8th, Shields, with a gale in his tail, struck another one close to make a birdie 3 at the 9th. Now only 2 down, Shields gave himself another chance at the 10th, but missed the makeable birdie chance. But worse was to follow at the 11th, because this time it was a par putt. So Stewart back to 3 up. The short 12th was halved in 3s, but with a bit between his teeth, Stewart produced another telling approach shot at the par 4 13th. A flustered Shields might have momentarily forgotten that he was playing at over 4,700 feet above sea level, as his second nearly killed cameraman Etienne Sneyman. Stewart made no mistake with his birdie putt to go 4 up with 5 to play. And with Shields again in trouble at the par 5 14th, the match ended when Shields' long-range par attempt lipped out to give Michael Stewart the South African Amateur Championship title 5-4.
Right now it's not really sunk in yet, but it's a pretty special feeling. Obviously, with it being my birthday on Sunday, being 21 as well, it's a pretty special birthday present.
You actually get to play with the defending champion of the South African Open, which happens to be Ernie Els.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Like I said, I'm going to have to step up my game a little bit if I'm going to tee up with Ernie Els.
And what do you think of the Val de Gras course?
Val de Gras is an exceptional golf course. It's a beautiful layout. It's a perfect match play course. You know, it's set up for guys to make birdies. The greens were absolutely immaculate. So it's an absolute privilege and a pleasure to be here in South Africa in such beautiful conditions.
And personally, what are your ambitions in golf?
Short term, I want to play the Walker Cup, and I want to get through tour school this year. I want to have a kind of challenge tour, European tour card by the end of this year. I want to win the big ones, I want to win the majors obviously, but there's a lot of hard work before you can even think about that. Right now I'm really happy where my game's at, and I'm looking forward to the near future.